Member Jan Logie. Tēnā koe, Ms Logie.
Tēnā koe, Mr Chair. And I can't help but rise in response to the Minister's speech. And thank you, Minister, for acknowledging the very low conviction rate we have for sexual violence in New Zealand. And I would like to acknowledge it's the most conversational I think I've seen the House, and I think it is a character of the Minister and the Chair, and I appreciate it. It's an... Yeah, he would. Yeah, and... Well, I'm not going to go there, Mr Goff. I'm going to stick to the positive issues at the moment, and do want to acknowledge the Minister for acknowledging that low conviction rate and the low reporting rate, and pick up on that point and recognise that this bill is part of a much wider piece of work and thinking that we need to be doing as a country in terms of what we need to do to improve reporting rates and disclosure rates, and would note that the Law Commission's work that hundreds of New Zealanders submitted on this very point around how we could change our pre-trial systems and trial systems to improve the conviction rate, and my utter disappointment in that being taken off the work agenda for the Law Commission before it was able to be completed, after hundreds of New Zealanders had submitted ideas, and that there was very high levels of agreement around some of the points and recommendations within that report, of things, for example, of having the victims' support workers being available to victims when they first disclose at the police station, rather than being just on the day of the trial, to have advice and have an agency brought in so that a victim is aware of their options at that first stage, that there's a whole range of things in that Commission report that would provide us with a pathway to improving those reporting rates. And when we're only looking at answers like this bill, which are important but are after the fact, I think we're not doing our best. And I think we can certainly do a lot better. And we've been hearing through the inquiry, which again I thank all parties in this House for supporting, around funding for the support services in sexual violence, and a number of those have been bringing up concerns regarding the justice process and how harrowing that is, and the need for support systems and to be funded to walk through that process with survivors, and that they don't have that capacity at the moment, and to be able to be there with people afterwards. So we do have a lot of work to do in this country, and this bill is a very small part of the puzzle. Not to dismiss anything that's positive. We've got to support all of the positive initiatives, but really it would be great to have a far more comprehensive view where we could all come together based on the best evidence and the community's experiences, and really get a handle on changing our culture and making sure that all the victims and survivors are properly supported.
Thank you. The question is that Part 1 stand part. Those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Therefore, honourable members, we come to Part 2, and that is debate on clauses 7 through to until clause 22. So the question is that Part 2 stand part.
Mr Chairman.
I call the honourable member Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. This, as other members have said in the earlier parts of the debate, is a very important piece of legislation.